Windscale, the pride of Britain. Nestled in the picturesque Lake District, the state-of-the-art atom plant has transformed this rugged landscape into the envy of its northern neighbors. Scientific progress waits for no one, and
the public has nothing to fear.
The area will be reopened by Christmas at the latest.
The situation is more complex than was at first understood.
No military expeditions into the area have been lost. Where did you get such an idea?
Perhaps by experts. Oh, no more reconnaissance flights. The interference field is bringing down aircraft like clay pigeons.
Let me be clear. Our experts are monitoring the situation, and I would urge everyone to remain calm. The situation in Cumberland is well in hand.
Is anybody there? I need help. Who are you? What are you doing in here? I thought this place was secure. Where's Dr. Powell? I think I'll be all right. For the moment, at least. It's more important that you listen to me. I don't know who you are, but I can trust you more than I can trust myself. Please listen. Listen, while my thoughts are still my own. You're trapped in the quarantine zone around the Windscale atom plant. That's where it all went wrong. The only way to Windscale is through the interchange. You'll need my key card, or you'll never get in. There are people, people who will help you escape, but they won't do it for free. I've lost so much blood. I can't think straight. There should be supplies nearby. Alcohol and rest. Stop the bleeding, please. Hurry, please. It hurts like the devil. Such a stupid, careless mistake. Was ambushed by one of those bloody thieves. Outlaws, they call themselves. Probably got peace. Very well. Here's my key card. It doesn't matter what else happened. Here are my notes. Everything I remember. It's not much, but it's all I can do. You better get out of here before my condition gets it. The interchange holds the truth. You must not forget. It's important. What the devil are you? Be on your guard out there. Everything is a threat.
Quarantine protocol is in effect. This door must remain sealed. Must remain. Emergency access has been granted.
Now, no point in hiding, chum. And between you and the exit. You tagged me. but I tagged you a bloody sight worse. Show your face. Let's get it over with, eh? Come out, come out. Tea's getting cold. Off with you, or you'll regret it. And don't bloody well come back.
Hey, look, stranger. Not seen you around this stretch before. How do? Where did you... Blimey! You must have taken a knock on the noggin or something. Still, you're looking decent fettled now. Listen, if you don't mind my saying, you don't look much like a local. You didn't walk in from, well, from the outside. You what? Boffins all died when their atom plant went up in flames. Not seen any of them for 5 years. Only outlaws and loons round here now. And you'll want to give them all a wide berth. You poor bugger. You can't remember nought, can you? This place? The quarantine zone. That's what the soldiers called it. Just sort of stuck after a while. It's this big old chunk of land inside the walls. They put those buggers up fast enough when it all went to clagging here. My name's Nat, by the way. Forgive me being curious of strangers. This place has been off for years. There've been strange happenings. You have to be careful who you trust. Not civilized round here anymore, just savages that roam about. And a few survivors, like myself. You what? Phones have been disconnected for years. Take a knock on the noggin, did you? You're starting to worry me now. Hearing voices isn't a good sign. I don't know what you're talking about. And I don't want to hear any more of it. Now, I think you should be on your way. Be better for the both of us.
Don't you go asking for trouble, or you'll get it. Probably nothing. The better's off with you. You are proper buggers, you are. Die here.
Let's just calm down, right? No need for bloodshed. I think it might have come from over here. Is that it? Did I scare him off?
Nice and slow now. Let's have no trouble. Don't you go ask
Who's there?
Hell's teeth.
Piece of cake this is.
Watch yourself! Right.
Bomb out!
Stay put while I shoot you.
Must be this
They've gone
way.
out of sight.
Gone. But they were here. You proper buggered you! Don't go asking for trouble or you'll get it. Did they go?
Attention! Wyndham Village is under the authority of the quarantine...
Well, well, well. Just look what the cat dragged in. Pay attention. This village is under military occupation per the quarantine protocol. You're new round here, eh? Which means you're free to enter. Just keep your nose clean, all right? What are you gawping at? Like I said, you're free to enter the village. Move on. A few. The ones who'd hung on until we turned up. Lucky for them that we did. It's good having civvies around. Reminds you what you're fighting for, eh? For order. And for civilization. Or something like that, anyway. There's something nasty at work here. Something in the soil. If it weren't for our protection, the villagers would be no better off than those grey-skinned bastards. Now, you should go and talk to the captain. I reckon he'd be keen to see you right away. Last I heard, Captain Sims was down by the bandstand. Present yourself to him toot sweet, if you know what's good for you.
Well, should I shoot him, Sarge?
You should not. Do they look like an outlaw to you?
No, Sarge.
There we go. Away from any weapons. That's far enough.
Probably nothing, but...
Let's be civilized about this.
Spook them.
Hands away from any weapons. Don't be a fool. Running. Stand down.
Do as you're told, right?
Citizens of Wyndham, the woods are still off limits. If you need to approach the woods for foraging, request an escort at the village.
Look, for the 100th time, we're here to protect civilians and get this mess sorted out.
Oh, get a lot sorted out by kicking the elderly out of the rooms, do you?
You know what the captain said? We have to move anybody vulnerable inside the inner perimeter.
Vulnerable?
Thanking us for protecting you. You know that?
Aye. I suppose so.
You suppose so? Let me hear you say it.
Thank you. Thank you for protecting us.
That's better. Now gather your tat and get out.
Shame we can't do that again. There are a few locals left as it is. Keep the peace.
Citizens of Wyndham, we cannot guarantee your safety beyond the village palings. Do you have a good reason to leave the village?
Addressing civilian! Stand back, citizen! Addressing target! Clear the area, or you will be considered a threat.
Citizens of Wyndham, the army is here to help and protect you. Trust us and help us to help you.
without bother.
Citizens of Wyndham, remember, strangers may be dangerous.
Where's my pal Johnny? What you done with him? That bloody peacock says, oh, Mr. Wilson.
Why here of all places? If they'd resolved to do... Oh, I'm sorry, we're closed today. Please leave. Please, I beg of you. Just forget you saw anything here and go. Please. So it seems. To visit this sort of thing upon the church is pure wickedness. Please, tell no one. I know how it seems, but I would not ask such a thing if it weren't for the good of the village. It's vital the military don't learn of this. We'll tidy up, but if the captain and his toy soldiers find out, things will become so much worse here. Oh, thank you. I shan't forget your kindness, and nor shall Wyndham. Maisie, a local girl. She must have got mixed up in something. The weapon that was used to, a peculiar choice. It puts me in mind of those debauched druids out in the woods. Well, we call them druids. I'm not sure what they call themselves. The disaster seems to have fostered the return of some distinctly atavistic, indeed thoroughgoing pagan sentiments around here. The following sprang up in Casterfell Woods shortly after, in the ruins of an old castle, and has since bloomed into a vicious cult. Certain death. That's what you'll be met with if you choose to enter the woods. I advise you to stay well away. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some things to work out.
What do you want? I had naught to do with Maisie's death, I swear, in God's name. And neither did the vicar. He's a good man. If this gets back to the soldiers, they'll cart him and me both off to jail. I don't know who. Not us. She probably got on the wrong side of someone on account of her. But you should leave. This is village business, and none of yours. Like I said, this is none of your business, stranger. If you want to play detective, stick to the crime scene. Leave us bystanders alone.
You'll do the right thing, I'm sure. God go with you. What in heaven's name shall we do with you, Maisie?
Citizens of Wyndham, remember, strangers may be dangers. If you encounter anyone who is unfamiliar to you, report their presence as soon as possible to the controlling authority. Your vigilance can save lives.
Maybe Smith is right. Perhaps we should just build a huge still and drink ourselves to death.
Citizens, it has come to my attention, again,
Keep it civilized. No troublemakers.
Not sure about you.
This is all just an experiment to them in the south. We're just guinea pigs. Why can't anyone else see that?
Asylum.
Show some blitz spirit, he says. Like the Luftwaffe ever bombed his house, the silly sod.
We started off right by shooting some troublemakers. Shame we can't do that again. There are a few locals left as it is.
Well, well, the new face. Good day. You'll forgive me if I'm less than cordial on first acquaintances, I'm sure. New faces often mean trouble. And yet, they may bring new opportunities, too. Tell me, where have you come from? If you've wandered out there and survived, then you're doing better than most. But I'm sure there's more to you than that, eh? In case it wasn't made clear to you on the way in, Wyndham is under the protection of the protocol. You are permitted to move freely through the village. For now, at least. Consider it a gesture of goodwill. I hope it'll be reciprocated. But don't go causing any trouble here. Is that clear? And if trouble finds you, make sure you report it. Post-haste. Now, there are certain things I like to discuss with new faces such as you. I would hope a stranger like you can provide me with some information. I want to know where you came from. I want to know what you can tell me about the outside. Trust me, you will be much better off aiding protocol than crossing us. Be under no illusions. We must eradicate the corruption that festers here before there is any hope of leaving this blasted place. If we were to work together, you and I, perhaps we might make some progress towards such an outcome. But step out of line, and I will revoke your liberties here just as quickly as they were given. So I ask again, did you come from the outside? What do you know? You misunderstand me. I desire a way out, not to dig deeper. And as for the interchange, that is a very dangerous word to be bandying about. I suggest you forget you've ever heard it. Whatever evil the scientists had hidden in there, it has wrought havoc on this place. So no one goes near the substation, understood? Anyone trespassing there will be shot. Well, this is disappointing. I was hoping you'd have something you were willing to share. We imprison strangers at the first whiff of trouble, but you can keep your liberties for now. I trust that will be more conducive to a timely recollection of your origins. In the meantime, be wary of this place. Do not be tempted to engage with any of the pagan sentiments some of the locals may try to foist on you. Such beliefs are dangerous and forbidden. Do I make myself clear? And if you still wish to have protocol's aid, you'll just have to make yourself useful to me in other ways. I'm glad to hear it. The civilians in this village are a shady lot. Resistant to discipline and up to no good. I'm sure of it. We can hardly get the time of day out of them. But you're an outsider. They may not trust you exactly, but nor are they immediately suspicious of you. Sniff around. Keep your ears open. If you find anything I should know, come to me with it. If you want somewhere to start, well, we've had our eyes on Iris, the baker. I could send a patrol in, of course, but a softer approach might prove more efficacious. Yes, what is it? There's been a what? Sergeant, take a squad to the church at once. And the culprit? Surely not the vicar. I see. What I do know is we can't be seen to respond lightly to such an incident. Perhaps this is a time to be safe rather than sorry. I'll have the vicar taken in for questioning. Now do you see why this place is under military discipline? I fought rebels in the Malayan jungle, and let me tell you, that was positively genteel in comparison to this wretched village. You can hardly call them English hereabouts anymore. Something in the land here is corrupting them all. You've done the right thing coming to me. It's vital this sort of thing's nipped in the bud before it spreads. I'm delighted to hear it. Your assistance is appreciated. I shan't forget it. I'm willing to extend the hand of friendship to you, which would include giving you access to our camp at Skethermore. With us on the same side, if a chance for leaving this zone comes, I can promise you a good chance of seeing the outside. To be blunt, as a stranger, you're in a perfect position to help me with a delicate matter. I'm delighted to hear it. We recently arrested a certain Dr. Garrow, one of the scientists from the research site. She contrived to escape the zone before the walls went up, but rather unexpectedly returned as part of a military convoy. More fool her. Dr. Garrow's dangerous, very clever, and egotistical enough to believe herself a magnitude cleverer yet. She's refused to tell us anything, and I refuse to stoop to Gestapo methods to force her. But a new face like yours, well, perhaps she'll talk to a stranger who plainly isn't beholden to the protocol. Well, as I've said, you will have earned my trust. That will be very beneficial to you, as and when we open a way out of the zone. When Garrow arrived, she demonstrated an ability to meddle with the barred machinery we've commandeered. Specifically, she disabled our camp's automatic security system and began to poke around where she wasn't welcome. It was an hour before we found her, trying to get access to one of the old barred bunkers. Who knows what damage she might have caused had she found a way inside. She left us no choice but to take her into custody, isolated in solitary confinement, where she can't play her tricks. My men claim she muttered some incantation, and that caused the gun turrets to shut off. I don't believe in such nonsense as magic, but when she was captured, all they found on her was a broken radio. And now I don't know what to think. So you see, I need to know how she did it. What trick she uses to disable our machines. Here. This pass will give you free passage throughout the Skethamore camp. The soldiers on guard will allow you into the prison section, too. All the way to Garrow's cell. Learn what you can and return here. Be sure to report to me in person. But be warned. One hint of betrayal, and that pass will not save you. I hope I make myself clear.
Citizens of Wyndham, volunteers are required for work details on Scattermore. Work out to help out.
Let's not have any trouble.
Citizens of Wyndham,
Toe the line, you.
still off limits.
Onwards, mustn't grumble.
For foraging, request an escort at the village hall.
Do as you're told, right? Don't be causing trouble, all right?
Villagers doing it for us. Don't do nothing worthwhile this long.
It's the World Cup this year, isn't it?
I'm
sure. It is. I hope England not.
Maybe somewhere exotic, like Will.
Watch your step.
You're pushing your luck.
If you just let us have a crack at the outlaws around here, we could get rid of them and take their supplies. 2 birds. Keep it civilized. No troublemakers.
I reckon it were them Atomfall was the youngster.
You are leaving Wyndham, and the quarantine protocol is no longer responsible for your safety. If you approach any military areas in the area, you will be presumed to have hostile intent, and you will be fired upon.
Not sure about you.
Saw some rabbit droppings earlier. so we haven't eaten them all. We should let them get their numbers back up.
They'd better start showing me a bit of respect. Don't be causing trouble, all right?
Ammunition. A wild shot is a wasted round. Remember, every bullet counts.
I wondered the gossip party about the recon finding a dairy is true. God, I hope so.
Hands away from any weapons, you.
Fresh milk.
Defense announcement. You are reminded that while we are here to defend the citizenry and friendliness towards them is encouraged, intimate fraternization is not and is punishable by 2 weeks in the glass house. Announcement. Be aware that there have been thefts from the food store. This constitutes looting and is punishable by death. If you see food theft in progress, you are empowered to shoot without further orders.
Not sure I like the look of you. Speak to their NCO immediately.
Watch yourself, civvy.
Really, if we don't start thinking about infrastructure soon, this little camping holiday is going to come to a sudden and unpleasant end.
And a bad soldier is a dead soldier. Stay sharp. Stay alive.
When will we go back to the reactor side, eh? That's what I want to know. Can't fix anything for me.
This is a defense announcement. Be aware that there have been theft from the food store. This constitutes looting and is punishable by death.
You're done for.
This is a defense announcement. Be aware that there have been thefts from the food store.
Let's not have any trouble. They should just paint the boundary wall institutional green and call this whole country a lunatic asylum. We start off right by shooting people in this game. We can't do that again. There are a few locals left on the way.
all times.
A stranger, eh?
You there! Come here.
Hands away from any weapons, you.
Are nutritionally balanced and provide everything a healthy body needs. Calling it gruel or pig swill is a disciplinary offense.
Who are you then? You don't look like any sort of guard. Ah, you know. Well, that is disappointing. Here I was, thinking my rescuer had appeared, but you're just another lackey for the captain. Unless, wonder of wonders, you're more intelligent than you look. Shrewd enough to see that one of Bard's top people mustn't be left to rot down here. Look, you have to get me out of this cell. I might be the only person who can resolve this whole dreadful mess. Good Lord, it's hardly the time for an interview. One question. I will answer one question, and then you must release me. Well, it wasn't magic, if that's what you've been told. It's really very simple. Deliver me from this cell, and you'll find out all about it. That's a promise. Ye gods! That man! He doesn't give up, does he? Look, I don't care what information you take back to him. The man's a narrow-minded fool. He'll never understand this place. I, on the other hand, well, not to boast, but I built it. I'm a far more useful ally to have in this neck of the woods than the captain can ever aspire to. Look, just agree to get me out of this wretched cell, and I'll give you whatever you want. Very well. I had a particular device with me. A signal redirector. The device allows me to remotely alter the polarity of power signals, especially useful for bypassing old security systems. Those buffoons. A very charitable term considering they've accused me of muttering incantations like a fairy tale witch. Those buffoons who confiscated the device thought it was a broken radio. The signal redirector itself is probably being kept in their security office nearby, so have a hunt around. Once you have it, there's an old control room near here that the soldiers have been unable to unlock. Use the device to redirect power to that control room, and you will be able to get inside. From there, you should be able to open the cell doors. The guards are likely keeping my device in their security office. Be careful.
Work schedule for the coming week has been posted and comes into operation from tomorrow.